And just like that, guys, we are back for another podcast. Guys, we are not stopping. We are going to be the next Joe Rogan experience, okay? We're going to take this to the next level, okay? We have some big plans for these podcasts. We have some really cool guests that we're going to be featuring very soon, too. Hopefully, you guys are getting some really good information about these podcasts from these podcasts. I have a lot of things I want to talk about, a lot of things I want to break down. I feel like in a podcast format, you can really just talk to someone and just explain things and let an audience, engage with it and, get some value off the information that I'm willing to share. These podcasts are like time capsules. You get to record who you are, what you talk about, what you represent in a long form video. And now you have 10 videos, and now a fan can consume all of your knowledge within a 10-hour span. And that's so amazing,
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Just did some work on my end as well. Have a lot of stress, a lot of things to do for me as well. And having, a lot of time. Sometimes I think, bro, I wish we had, 30 hours days so I could, manage my time more properly. And obviously you're flying to Miami and going to take care of some business as well over there.
Yeah.
So people want to know, bro, how do you manage your time to optimize each and every minute in the day?
Yeah. So what I do is I try to do the most important things that are going to have the most impact at that moment. So let's just say, for example, for a day, if I don't have the day scheduled for my whole team a day before or the day before they come in, I'm going to get screwed over. They're just going to sit, idly. But that's why I optimize my time. First thing I do when I wake up, I'm like, listen, this is the game plan for today. I'm going to write up my game plan for the team today. That's the most important thing to me. I won't eat breakfast. I will write up my game plan. The most important thing that comes up to mind, I will do it. So everyone has different important things to do. Some people have to write a research paper. Some people have to exercise 5 miles a day, whatever you do. Do that most important thing of the day first. My business comes first before anything. So I'm going to make sure my business is set up in the way that I take care of all the priorities for my business first. So I write up the report and everything like that. So business or just time priority is very, very important. Management is another thing. Every minute I try to save. If I can, employ or hire someone to do things for me, that's going to help a lot. I'm a really good communications person. I can build friends with people really quickly. And I can convince those people to help me do whatever I need them to do. So I befriend them and then ask them, hey, man, would you mind helping me, doing X, Y, Z? Normally, some people might find it weird, but I come in from a personal perspective. I come in as a personal request. And they appreciate it. They're like, man, he's actually reaching out to me. He probably doesn't have anyone else. Man, I'd love to do it. I'd love to help. People wouldn't mind helping, especially if you are asking them as a request. So that's something that I do as well, as I kind of use my surroundings, use my circle to time effectively, save every single minute I can, and enjoy or manage or do things that are important to me. So those two things are very important. You build relationships to save you time. You don't build relationships to screw off and play video games. You build relationships with people. You build relationships with a woodworker so you don't have to keep shopping wood prices. You build a relationship with a grass wall company that's going to provide you grass walls. Everything that you do, you have to build a circle around them to pretty much reach out to them as a first point of contact to get the job done. All you need to do is a single text to someone. Hey, man, I need a new grass wall. Got it. Done. I'll get it done. So you already have the connections. You're introducing that person, the personal assistant, to all these people. And now that guy is a direct, branch off you, a representative off you, and he's taking care of all these systems. These cameras weren't bought by me. These lights that are being used aren't bought by me. This mic, I didn't buy this mic. I had someone go out of their way, spend their day to go buy this equipment. You know what I mean? And I was taking care of more important things for my business. Make sense?
Yeah. Just so everyone isn't reaching, the same conclusion, the wrong conclusion, I'd presume is everything business for you, or is everything, your private life? There is no private life for you?
There's no private life. Everything's business. My employees have access to a lot of my personal information. You guys see everything in my life. When's the last time you've seen a selfie of mine? You don't see selfies. You don't see just things that I do on a normal basis. I don't enjoy my life that much. I'm in a position right now where I'm putting my head down and I'm getting dirty with my work. Obviously, I'm going to Miami, I'm going to enjoy a little bit. because I earned it. I spent 4 months working my freaking butt off to the point where I could do that. So, this time management, time effectiveness, now like I optimize my team so effectively by time management. Everyone in this team knows exactly what they're doing at every single point in the day. So what I'm doing effectively is I'm managing everyone. Now I could pretty much automate the process and work out even more important things. If I want to go start another business, I can go start another business because my business right now is cash flowing, it's doing numbers, and I'm seeing success. And I don't have to show up to my company. I just pretty much do all this, show up to this office for fun. You know that.
Yeah.
I don't need to come into this office. I give you guys a daily report, the tasks of the day, record my podcast, shoot a couple of YouTube videos, and then bounce. That's pretty much my life right now. Obviously, if there's a day that needs me in the office, I'll stay in the office, but I normally don't need to because we're so optimized and we have such good strategies in place. Everyone are masters of their work.
Yep.
Makes sense?
100%. Yeah. So,
but sorry, I didn't answer your question though. Personal. Man, what's personal? Like, business is personal to me. I take this business to a personal level. I'm taking this business to the next level where it's just my thing.
No. What I was trying to say is you have some friends, that are of the industry and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They might be watching this podcast right now and
Yeah.
they must be thinking, bro, is he really your friend, or is he, just trying to take advantage of me?
No. Dude, it's not an advantage thing. They ask for a request from me. I help whatever they need, and I ask for a request from them. I make it a acquaintanceship where we can help each other instead of using each other's time ineffectively. Let's just say my friend's asking me, hey man, what do you think about credit? And what credit company would you prefer to work with as a beginner? I'll be like, yeah man, let me get you on board. Let's get on a call, 15 minutes real quick, and I'll break it down to you. And then I'll ask him, hey man, do you have any phone numbers to any, people that sell mics or any, audio engineers that, could probably help me out with the podcast? Yeah, man, let me give you this number. Actually, I'll call him myself and I'll get it done for you, man. I got you. No worries. Boom. Like that. That's an amazing relationship because you're both gaining benefit off it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm not asking, hey man, go do this for me because you're my friend. It's a mutual gain of both sides.
What if someone told you, you're my friend, do this for me? Would you do it if
it's important? Obviously, I'm a friend. I'll take care of my people.
No, if they're offering nothing in return, though.
No, they will offer in return, bro. The thing about it psychologically, if someone's doing something for you, you kind of have a feeling that you should do the same thing to you. The same thing for them. Let's just say, for example, if I asked you for a pen in class, and one day I don't have a pen and I asked you for a pen, you're going to feel obligated to give me a pen because I gave you a pen last time. It's just a psychological thing.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. So coming off, work and stuff like that, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I see a lot of interviews and stuff like that. And a lot of, big millionaires, big businessmen, they say, always reward yourself. What kind of, what kind of benchmark or what kind of, mark that you've set after which you feel like rewarding yourself?
That's a great question. So like I said, I'm never satisfied, and it's a bad habit. I have a problem with just not being satisfied. I get pissed for whatever reasons, the slightest of reasons. But we're seeing so much success, and we're breaking records every month. So the way I reward myself, it's corny, it's stupid as it sounds, but I invest back into my business and invest back into assets and stuff like that. I love getting rid of cash. Rewarding myself maybe in the future. Well, I appreciated this property for 5 years. It went from $200,000 to $1 million. Let me go cash out and buy a McLaren and use that other $800,000 to buy 4 different investment properties. I'll make me $5 million. That's how I think. That's how I kind of reward myself. But, this Miami trip, I guess you could say is kind of a reward. Even though I'm doing business, it's a reward for me because I get to, see people that, I don't get to see often. I'm actually going to, see my mom as well. I want to go, probably buy her a car or something like that. These are kind of my rewards. Yeah. At this point, money doesn't satisfy me anymore. I love what I'm doing. This is like a dream come true for me. I like helping other people. I don't know. I just have a freaking addiction of helping other people. My mentorship program, every time someone secures a new client, a $500 client, $1,000 client, whatever, like they post their profits, I get so happy. Like there's a euphoric feeling that it just makes me feel so happy knowing that other people are seeing benefit from my education or my teachings. And that's just an amazing feeling. And rewarding people. Like, I want to reward you with, doing something for you. I'll do it. I want to buy my mom a car. I want to buy my brother a cool Rolex. These are the kind of things that kind of actually make my life fulfilling at this point.
Mm-hmm.
As crazy as it sounds.
It is.
I'd rather
very
buy
crazy,
my
yeah.
brother a Rolex than buy myself a Rolex, because he probably, never will ever have the opportunity to buy one, or maybe he will, eventually if he works hard enough. But he will never actually. No one will ever gift him a Rolex.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that I can be in that position to gift him a Rolex, that will be such an amazing feeling that you can't buy that feeling for 100%, sure.
100%. Yeah. So on the topic of investing into your business, one day you said something to me, like that showed me what your psyche is about all of this business and stuff like that. You told me, Maz, the money in my bank, the cash that I have right now is always depreciating.
Yeah.
But investing it into my business and investing into, like big ventures, it kind of gets it appreciating. So what's your word on that?
I say cash is just trash, man. Listen, if you look at inflation on a yearly basis, this year we printed half of the reserve of how much money was in the system in this cycling. We printed half of the dollars in the cycling and the recycling and circulating system. So your money is losing value every time the government prints it, and they have an unlimited printing capacity. What that basically means is whenever they want to print $1 trillion, they just got to sign a couple of documents and and print $1 trillion, the Federal Reserve. So you're telling me that you're keeping your money in a bank account that allows its government to print unlimited amount of money, which is going to depreciate your own money. That's what you're telling me, to keep my money saved up in a savings account earning 0.05% every year. That is literal disgustingness to me. Let me explain how you want to combat this. So if you look on a yearly basis, your money is losing 5% every year. You have $10,000, you're losing 5% of that every single year. You keep your money in your bank account. The way to combat this is to put it in an asset that could probably gain more than 5% every year. Okay? Stocks are a great way to do this. Real estate is an amazing way to do this. Gold, even though it's kind of controversial right now, is a good way to do this. Bitcoin, although it's kind of risky, a lot of controversy with that, is a great way to do this. Keeping your money out of your bank account, getting rid of it as soon as you can, is going to help you in the long run. Because right now, money that's sitting in my bank account, I'm not going to see it provide any value. It's liquid. I could go buy a Rolex, but it's going to lose value every single day it's in there, whether I like it or not. So if you guys are out there and you guys are hoarding a bunch of cash, get the heck out, get out of it, bro. Get rid of it as soon as you possibly can, because you're going to get depreciation. Same way a car depreciates, your money depreciates. And the more money that's in the circulating system, the more money, the less valuable your currency is going to be, for sure.
So, yeah. So on the topic of buying something new, buying something like fresh out of the gates, buying like a new phone, buying a new car, and stuff like this. So what's your word on that?
Because I love buying new technology, because technology is something that will depreciate with time, but it's important for the business. It's important to have the best technology, to have the most innovative technology available for you.
But isn't the depreciation so massive? As soon as you open the seal of a phone, the price drops a couple of $100.
I'd rather have my item lose some value over time, but be brand new when I use it. Because if I'm buying a used MacBook, okay, that MacBook, what if it breaks? The screen breaks. I then have to lose my time because I didn't want to spend that extra dollar to buy a new MacBook. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So you're taking that risk involved that you're using used products when those used products could, fry up, or something bad could happen at any time, and now you're screwed over. But that new product, you have that guarantee that it's new, it will be used for a very long time.
But this is technology that is, business oriented. Your business relies on this stuff.
Yeah.
But on cars, are cars worth buying when they're new?
Cars are 100% different. So cars, you never really buy new. If you really are smart and effective when it comes to purchasing vehicles, you will look at about 4 to 5 year difference. So you want to buy a car, it's 2021 right now, 5 years before that, 2016, you're looking at. You want to get a car in the 2016, 2017 range, max. You're going to lose value every single year, but the first 5 years are the most depreciating years of a car. Especially if you have a lot of miles on the car as well. These are all things that are taken into consideration when you're looking at a depreciating asset. Is how much wear and tear does it have, and how old is it? Another thing that you need to look for a car is it a face change. So G-Wagons don't change their face too much. They just did right now. 2020 is when they changed their face to the dual digital screen. But normally anything before that, they're all pretty much the same vehicle for 10 years. So the G-Wagon stays at its rate, how much it's worth, way easier than, you know, a Honda. Or not actually, Honda keeps its value. Like some other car that just has its face change every single couple of years.
Mercedes, BMW, all of this stuff.
Yeah, their face changes happen like every 3-4 years. So the G-Wagon is something that you can retain a lot of value in. Something like a Honda is actually a really good asset as well, because it keeps its value for a very long time, because those cars are notorious for driving and keeping a long distance without ever having a breakdown or anything like that. So there's a couple of things, you know, that I would look for when especially buying a car. You know, if you're trying to buy an exotic car, you know, man, I'm sorry, but even if you could get lower than 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, maybe, you know, I would consider getting that. If you can find a really good deal. There's a thing called a distressed buyer. When someone is going through financial crisis and they need to sell their assets, those are the golden egg clients, the golden egg customers that you want to just buy from. And those are the best people. If you can find a distressed buyer that has a Lamborghini that just needs to get out of it because he's going bankrupt, boom, buy it from him. He'll sell it for whatever cash. Yeah. So
okay, so you have an option. You have an option of buying, you know, like a small house in the middle of the city in California. For the same amount of price, you're looking at another high-risk property in, you know, like the Hollywood Hills area.
Okay.
Which one would which one would you pursue?
When you're
personally?
looking for a house to buy, there's a specific way you do it. You buy the worst house in the best neighborhood. Why? Because if you fix up your house, it's going to be worth all the other houses. If you buy the best house in the worst neighborhood, the neighborhood is telling you what the median value of the home is. So people do not want to spend a lot of money because all the other 10 houses in that same area are worth considerably less. Even though the house is amazing, the other houses around you are less. And people want to be in a society or in a circle which they feel is fair. They want to pay the median price. They don't care about the house. They don't care about the house. They care about the community. That's why Hollywood Hills is such an expensive area of real estate, is because the community is expensive. Not just one house. The whole community is expensive.
That makes me question myself. How high risk is a high risk property? Have you ever came across like a property that is high risk and you thought, you know, like this doesn't, you know,
real estate is real estate. You know, you're getting a good deal because you're finding land. There's not going to be no more land on this earth. So, you know, high risk property, I mean, if you're looking at the $200 million houses, those are probably high risk properties, because let's just say you buy it at $250 million. And you can't sell that house because there's not a lot of people that earn $250 million that could spend money on that house. So you will have a very, very hard time trying to sell that house. High elite status houses, they're on the market for years before they get to sell. Why? Because you're getting to a pinnacle where not a lot of people reach. And there's the 1% of the 1% are the people that are allowed to buy these kind of houses. And there's not a lot of people like that. So if some house, you know, smart investor looks at the house, okay, this house is not worth $250 million. He's not gonna buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so your company is based in Los Angeles. We're here in Los Angeles right now. Why should someone live here and open a company here rather than open it in, you know, like Texas or some state like that?
Don't open a company in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is complete trash. It's disgusting. It's not business friendly. The reason they have more GDP in California compared to actual countries. Literally, there's countries making as much as money as California. The thing about this country or the state is that it's not business friendly. The businesses have to pay so much in taxes, almost 50% of what they earn in taxes. So what that basically means is now I have to find a way to spend my money to get it out of my bank and to go into assets, because if I wasn't, that money is just going to get burnt and give to the government. I have to give 50% to the government. If I made $100,000, I have to give $50,000 to the government. Or if I made $100,000, I could buy a $50,000 car, write it off, and then the other $50,000 I could give $25,000 to the government. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So either you give 50% or you buy, you know, you spend all your 100K, and now on paper you don't earn anything because you spent it all for assets. You know, you bought computers, laptops, cars, you know, that are for your business. And now you don't have to spend anything because on paper you have zero income. Makes sense? It's a little high.
It makes perfect sense. So, yeah, man, on that topic, it's night right now. what are your sleeping habits? Do you take, do you take naps in between, like work hours and stuff like that? Do you take, like I heard one of the best athletes in the world, Cristiano Ronaldo. He's a famous football player soccer player for Portugal. He said in an interview that he sleeps, like 4 hours at night, but he takes 2-hour naps 3 times within the day.
Yeah, that literally sounds just like me. So how my system works, my sleeping schedule works in a way that I optimized it for the best peak performance. What that basically means is I go to sleep for 4 hours. I would say 3 to 4 hours every night. Those are my hours. I get my hours, and that's it. My body's accustomed to this. At the beginning, it was really hard. I was like, man, I need my 8 hours straight. But then I kind of figured out a way to combat that. I didn't have to have my 8 hours straight. So now what I do is I go to sleep around 4 a.m. 4 a.m. to about 8 a.m. I go to sleep. I'm sleeping. I get my sleep, and I sleep effectively. I'll explain how I sleep effectively later. But I sleep for my 4 hours. I wake up at 8, get the work done for the day, and then at 4-ish, I'll take my first nap. And that nap will be about 2 hours. And then that's it. I get my 4 plus 2, 6 hours every night. And the reason I break it up is because late nights, I need to optimize different things. The nighttime is the only time I have for myself, because in the daytime, I'm so occupied with so many tasks that I literally can't even eat sometimes. I have to take care of so many things. So the nighttime is where I get to enjoy myself. If I wanted to watch a podcast, if I wanted to work out, if I wanted to consume something like, a movie or something like that. Consume a movie, man. Yes. Like, I don't even know how to watch a movie. Like, if I wanted to, I don't. I literally haven't watched a movie in years.
Consume documentaries.
If I wanted to do whatever I wanted to do, I do it in the nighttime, because that's where the time I give myself. You have to give yourself some time. And then the rest of the day is just go hard all day. And then Sunday is the same thing. It's pretty much the same thing. There's no days off for me. Maybe on Sunday I'll sleep in a little bit more, because we don't really work on Sundays that aggressively. But yeah, so that's kind of my optimization of how I sleep. The reason I do this, though, by the way, is once you start sleeping a lot, 8 hours turn into 9, now 9 hours turn into 10. You don't want to give yourself that window to sleep extra hours. The reason why is because you need to understand that, you have important things to do throughout the day. If you are, sleeping 8 hours a day, the stock market's open already. The stock market in LA opens at like 6:30 a.m., 7:30 a.m. I'm going to be down. I'm already late an hour and 30 minutes, because I decided to, sleep in 30 minutes here, 2 hours there, whatever. So I kind of have to effectively sleep and strategize my day around the sleeping schedule that I have. And another thing I want to talk about is sleep optimization. This is an amazing topic. I'm glad that you brought up sleep. But by the way, guys, we sleep 1/3 of our lives. You will sleep, if you turn into 100 years old, you'll sleep 33 years of your life. Mm-hmm. Think about that for a second. 33 years of your life. You will be in bed with your eyes closed. You know what you can do with 33 years, man? There's people right now that are 33-year-old billionaires, man. 33, like Mark Zuckerberg's like almost 40. You could have literally created Facebook with the time that you were sleeping. Yeah. And that just hits me really hard, man, because this life is so short that you're trying to like live your life, but you need to also sleep. And I hate the fact that we need to sleep. I hope one day that we invent something where we can live our life while we sleep. Some kind of virtual world, some kind of place that we can get on a computer and just type things and get to work while we sleep. That will be one of the most best moments ever in history. Is the moment that we can utilize our sleep to work and stuff like that, and have a 24-hour forever day. That will be the day that human beings will be the most advanced species, I think, personally.
Yep. So one thing that my dad says, like whenever I sleep in or I'm late for work or stuff like that, he comes up to me, you're going to sleep 100% of your time after you're dead.
Yeah, you can sleep when you're dead.
There is money to make. Go out there, bro.
Yeah, you're young right now. I mean, I get it. If I'm retired, I could sleep in. I deserve it after a long, hard life. But, you're 22, man. I have energy. I wake up to Chief Keef. I wake up and I'm just,
yes, sir, bro. Look in the mirror, bro. There's money to make today, bro. Let's go to business.
I have a fat mirror in my room, like a fat mirror. My whole wall's a mirror, pretty much. And what I do is I'm already connected to my Bluetooth. I go to sleep and my Bluetooth's already connected to my big fat speakers. And what I do is I bang Love Sosa, the Chief Keef, bro. I'll bang some Waka Flocka Flame, and that just hypes me up. That's a really cool hack that I would personally recommend you guys doing. If you live alone, obviously. You don't want to wake up mom, okay? If you live alone, get some speakers, and just when you wake up, blast some music. It will get you in the mood, bro. Sometimes I wake up, and I freaking just start screaming, I'm so lit. So there's a bunch of different ways that like I use to my advantage when I want to wake up. When I don't want to wake up, that's a killer. That's a demon right there. Because it happens to me some nights. And when I don't wake up, man, dude, I sometimes like I just gotta like, just bust it out, bro, and just sleep an extra hour. But normally I don't, because I don't give myself the option to. I always schedule something in the morning, so I have to get that done. If I don't get that done, oh man, the day's done. The day's done. I'm screwed over. I have to make my morning plans. If I don't make my morning plans, the whole day's canceled. And now I'm losing money because I'm paying people on payroll every month. And now they're working idly, and I spent all of their salaries that day because I'm lazy. And that's how you get it done.
100%, bro. It's coming up to, like listening to your sleeping schedule and all that stuff. What the first question that comes to my mind is it, is it rigid? Just because you said, like I sleep at 4-ish. At at night and 4-ish, so 4-ish at night and 4-ish in the evening as well. Are those scheduled like perfect? And what if you have something to do at 4 in the evening? Does your body allow? Just because I know, because I'm accustomed to sleeping at 2 and 3. Even if you stop me from going home, my body is completely shut down. You'll be talking to me, you'll be talking to the air, bro. Nothing will be going into my ears.
Yeah.
So just because my body is conditioned to sleep at 2, is your body conditioned to sleep at 4? And what if something comes up that
There's
you have to do?
There's a thing called a circadian rhythm, and this circadian rhythm tells you when it's time to go to bed. Your body will program itself in a way that optimizes for the way that you live your life. Every night, the normal person, the average Joe, gets tired, and their body starts secreting or just producing melatonin, and this melatonin tells your body you need to go to sleep. Go to sleep. It makes you sleepy on purpose because you need to go get your sleep now. You're the average Joe. My body, your body, our bodies are built in the way that our melatonin secretes at 4 a.m. and 4 p.m. for 2 hours. So I get that session really, really quickly. Another way to actually do this, I don't recommend it, but the way I do it, it's actually kind of natural. It's not going to hurt you. I just don't do it often. Is that if I need to go to sleep and I can't, sometimes my brain just keeps going, man. There's a lot of stresses. As running a business, there's so many stresses, man. And sometimes I get anxiety. I'm like, oh, I got to think about all this stuff, You just know from the last just week how many stresses I probably ran through, paying payrolls, this, that, all that stuff, I had so much that I thought about that I couldn't sleep. Who the heck will allow me to sleep? My melatonin was saying, nah, bro, you got to think about this stuff because you got to figure this stuff out. So sometimes you might not get the best sleep. What I would recommend is taking melatonin, 5 milligrams, 1 pill, knock you out. You'll have the best sleep ever. Your eyes get so puffy. When you're sleeping, your eyes get puffy and like you can't open them.
Yep.
That's what it feels like when you're on melatonin. You just get the best sleep. So if a night comes by or for a time we're scheduled where I can't sleep, you get some melatonin, take it, and go to sleep. But this is for people that are just high paced, high optimized people that are just high energy, driven people that just can't sleep because they're just too busy thinking of things. Take some melatonin and just stop thinking about things. Another way that I do it is I listen to white noise in the background when I'm sleeping. That is basically rain, thunder sounds, rainforests, wind sounds. There's a bunch of different things on YouTube. You just type in white noise, 8 hours background music, and you find some whatever. And these sounds help you so much. It's a soothing sleep. For some reason, our bodies are accustomed to just go to sleep when there's some kind of noise. When it's too quiet, you could hear your own heartbeat sometimes. You can hear you swallowing, and you can hear some crackling. You might get scared sometimes. Something moved in the closet. There's always something wrong.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Just one thing that came to my mind. I think crying is a part of that as well. when I was a kid, I figured this out, bro. When you cry, you go to sleep really quick.
You get the best naps when you get your butt whooped, bro.
Yeah, bro.
When you get your butt whooped by your mom and you start crying and you take a nap after, those are the naps that be hidden, bro.
That's another hack, bro. Another hack. If you guys, if you guys don't want to do all of this,
go
stuff,
get spanked,
Yeah,
go get spanked real quick,
bro.
and then you get your
Yeah,
good
so
sleeps.
yeah, bro. On that topic, that is some really good game. Do you have a lucky pillow or a lucky side of
another thing
side
that
of
I
the
would
bed?
reduce, another thing that keeps you up at night is your phone. So look, when I come into my office, I am optimized. My brain tells me I'm ready to work. You need to make your environment in your bed a place to sleep, not a place to use your phone and watch TikTok videos and scroll for 2 hours and then go to sleep. When you are in your bed, your body says sleep. When you're in your office, your body says work. When you are in, on the treadmill, your body says run. This is how you want to build your life. Make it simple for yourself. Don't confuse your body and be like, I'm on my phone, but I still need to, go to sleep. Should I go to sleep or should I use my phone? Because your body will get confused at that point. Should you put your phone down? Okay, put it on your table. Put it on your counter table in your bedroom. Go put it in your bathroom for all I care. Go put it away from you. Limit the use of your phone and sleep. Okay. I put an alarm on. Like I said, I'm always connected to my Bluetooth speaker, so my alarm comes on 4 a.m. Okay, and it's auto programmed to pretty much play a song. And I have a hype morning playlist where I just blast a song, blast some rock, AC/DC or something like that, some crazy song, and I wake up to amazing, really good music. I get hyped. My phone's not in my possession, and now I get to go up because I need to check my notifications. Obviously, everyone, we're still human beings. We got to actually get our dopamine fix. I get 1,000 notifications. That'll keep me up, and now you slowly start using your phone, and now your body starts waking up. There's blasting music. You're getting all these notifications. Oh my God, all these notifications. And now you have all these notifications. You get blasting music. Now you're up now. You're up now.
100%,
There's no way
bro,
I'm going back to sleep after that.
People are addicted to their phones, bro, and all of these bad rays and stuff like that.
I really
that
want.
you,
actually, there's a system Elon Musk is making called Neuralink, and this is going to allow us to pretty much integrate the internet into our brains.
Yep.
And I want that. I will be the first one to sign up for that. I want my phone to be on my body. I know a lot of people have a lot of controversy with that, but I want to optimize my life to the best of my abilities. A lot of people are scared about having data on Google or having Facebook use your data. I say take my data. Take everything from me. What do I need to hide my data for? I'm a human being. We're all humans. There's 8 billion of us. What makes me so, I got to hide my data? What am I hiding? I have nothing to hide.
Yep.
I'd rather have ads placed in front of my Instagram that match with what I want instead of, Facebook, you can't take my data. You can't take my interests.
Bro, another good hack that I used to do, I still do, is if you want to, if you're looking for good shoes, you just go to Google and type good shoes. Come back to Instagram, you're scrolling down, it shows shoes.
Yeah.
If you want to buy some clothes, just search clothes on Google. Don't open even a single tab. Go back to Instagram. You're scrolling.
Have you ever had that problem where on Instagram or when you just talked about something to your friends, you talk about
100%,
dude.
Bro.
Okay,
they're always listening. They're always listening.
I forgot what it was, but it was an item that no one talks about. Literally, it was just a random conversation. I think it was chicken tenders or something. I don't know. I forgot. But it was a specific thing that I talked about that was really unique and distinct to that specific thing. You're not gonna find an ad about that. Motherfucker, I found the freaking ad. I was scrolling on Instagram yeah, my phone's listening to me. There's no way my phone's not listening to me.
They're always listening,
always, bro. Oh my God, that's when it hit me. I'm like, dude, that's kind of creepy, but it's actually pretty convenient if you think about it.
Bro, me and my brother, bro, it happened to me and my brother. We were talking about, we were building a new house. My father's building a new house. We're gonna, which paint we want on our room's walls. Okay. We're talking about the paint. I go to Instagram, top post. It's about paint. It's a sponsor's post. I look at my brother like this. He look me back like this, bro. What's happening, bro? They're listening.
That's funny, bro. That's so funny. I like it though. I like the fact that they're listening because it's more convenient for me. If I'm talking about something, obviously I want it, And if I find an Instagram ad about it, it's more convenient for me because I don't have to type it in the Google search. My phone is listening to me. It knows what I need. It knows what I want. Why is that such a big deal for people?
100%, bro. People say, bro, don't post, don't post your personal pictures on Instagram. They're always watching. People are gonna be watching. Like, bro, do you think the Facebook team is this? There's they don't have anything to do. Just look through your pictures and stuff like that. It's personal. It's personal. But I feel like that, doing this is nonsense, bro. People are, all of these, superstitious people talking about on superstitions topic. That takes us right the segue to our next topic.
Yeah.
Talk to me about superstitions, bro. Do you have some superstitions? Like a lucky sock that you wear, a lucky pillow, or
this hat. I don't know why, but when I wear this hat, it reminds me who the heck I am. I'm a freaking CEO. Like I have to remind myself sometimes because I'm still a human. I'm still a kid sometimes. I like playing around. I like just messing around sometimes. But when I wear this hat, it reminds me that I'm bigger than what I am. I have to achieve more than what I wanted to be. I could go be a regular kid and just piss off and play video games. But when I wear this hat, there's a responsibility that comes into my mind that man, I'm a CEO. I need to be a CEO. I need to conduct like a CEO. I can't sleep in. I need to make sure I'm the best I could be. And if I'm not the best I could be, my employees aren't going to be the best I could be. And if my employees aren't the best they could be, my company is not going to be successful. If my company is not going to be successful, I'm a failure. And everything I work so hard for it is done. And how does that start? It starts with my hat. I put my hat on every morning. I say I'm ready to go. I wear my hat everywhere. It's the grocery store, the bank, anywhere I need to go, I will wear my hat, and I'll wear it proudly. People ask me, "Oh, not this guy with the CEO hat." What the heck? Oh, that's such a bold statement, bro. Stop, shut up, stop the cap. You're not a CEO.
Yes, sir, bro. I feel like people, people hate on these stuff, bro. Like these superstitions
ego. They
and
think
stuff
it's
like
ego
that.
or something like that.
Yeah,
Huh?
but it's free. It's free. Wearing this cap is free, but it gets you in that psychology. It gets you in that mood of I want to work.
I made $100,000 in this hat alone. I probably made more than that actually. I made hundreds of thousands of dollars so far with this hat, and this hat just reminds you who the heck you are. I just love my hat. I love my hat. I love my hat. There's a couple other things that I like. Superstitions. And not superstitions regularly, but like clothes.
No, it's some things that you do, that you feel like that gets you in your element.
Yeah,
getting your hair dyed into blue color.
Yeah. Blue is my thing too. When I'm blue, my hair's blue, I just feel more powerful. Something about blue, it's in my veins, man. Blue is in my veins. Like when I feel blue, when I'm like blue, I'm a monster. I crush things. I made my first $100,000 to my hair blue, and I just feel like I'm more optimized. I'm like, I'm aggressive. I'm blue. I'm a freaking beast. I don't know why. I just little things like that. Whatever helps you guys. Putting your milk in before your cereal. Whatever your thing is, let it be your thing. Let it take you where you want it to take you. Another thing that I actually, kind of a superstition, but not really, is simplicity. Option biased. So option fatigue. If you have so many options, you get fatigued. Like just think about it, like when you're watching a movie. When you're trying to pick a movie, you're spending an hour trying to find the movie. You're 100% fatigued on trying to find the movie. You're freaking exhausted by the time you watch the movie.
Do you look at YouTube videos when you're eating food as well?
Obviously.
Bro, my food gets cold when I'm searching for videos.
It's called decision fatigue. Sorry, I didn't know the name. Decision fatigue. When you have 100 decisions in front of you, you get freaking exhausted by just trying to find the right decision. Same way, if you have 100 pairs of shoes, which sadly I do, but I don't wear them all.
Your mind went to shoes, mine went to porn.
And low-key, I'm not gonna lie, I open like 2 tabs.
So many options, bro.
3 tabs, like 3 tabs, at least 3 tabs, bro. I gotta switch up between. Okay, that's another conversation. We'll keep that to ourselves. Yeah, but
we want to get monetized, bro.
Our editor's gonna watch this video. Is like, what the heck?
Who am I working with, bro?
Who am I working for? But what was I saying? Pretty much shoes, clothes, these things. I used to be a very fashionable guy. I used to wear different type of flashy colors and all this really cool stuff. And I used to like match my clothes, put a jacket on to match my shoes. At this point, black, white. You're not gonna see me in no blue. You're not gonna see me in no orange shirt. I'm simple now. My whole closet, my whole lineup is just black shirts, black long sleeves, hoodies that are black, white shirts. That's pretty much it. And that just helps my life so much because I know what I want to wear. Just grab it from the hanger, put it on, and get started with the day. And I gotta keep switching through the hangers. And you might think it's not a lot of work or a lot of effort, it is. You might not think about it, but in the back of your mind, you're just making a decision. You're trying to find the right shirt. Just it takes a lot of energy from you.
100%, bro. And also, like on the topic of getting into your element, today I was walking on the street, bro. I saw, like a really, I can't really describe it, but I saw a person with a really weird ass tattoo, bro. What's your word on tattoos? Do you have any tattoos? People want to know. Do you have any tattoos? Some hidden tattoos? And what's your thinking about tattoos?
That's a good question. I don't like tattoos. I don't think I need the value of a tattoo. I don't need a tattoo. If there's no use in my life, I don't need it. That's the kind of person I am. If I don't find any value from it, why bother? If I have like a tattoo, it's gonna be something really, really important to me. But honestly, I don't ever see myself getting a tattoo.
I feel like a lot of people get tattoos off the sentimental value. Like their grandma dies, they tattoo her middle name on their thigh or some stuff like that. So nothing like that, like really budges you.
Nah, bro, that's cringe, bro. Like honestly, if you're gonna try to remember your grandma by getting a tattoo on your leg, like every time you're gonna take a dump, you're looking at your grandma's name. Like don't. It's not worth it, I promise. And when you're old, your skin's gonna get all wrinkly up and everything like that. Not mine. I'm gonna be a robot when I'm old, but it just doesn't look good. It's not aesthetically pleasing. I don't like tattoos. I'm not a tattoo guy, earring guy. I'm not anything guy. But I do take care of my body. I make sure my body's clean. I make sure I'm well shaved, cut up. My hair's always cut up. You're never gonna see me with long hair or like messy, crazy. I have messy hair, but I always shave to my sides. Shave and shape to my sides. My sides of my hair is always shaved.
Yeah, bro. So being healthy and all that stuff, like if people scroll through your Instagram stuff like that, you used to have like a full 6-pack and you used to go to the gym. You used to grind the gym daily, bro.
Yeah.
People saw your story from back when. Talk to me about like your health, like physically wise, and also your food habits, because like people listen to your sleep schedule. How do you fit in your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner into that schedule?
That's a good question, man. You're killing it with these questions today. So yeah, I used to have a 6-pack, but the value of a 6-pack is so hard. Just think about that for a second. It's so hard to maintain. I get it. I love the fact that I'm healthy and I earned that 6-pack. You can't buy a 6-pack, man. You can't spend $1 million on a 6-pack. It's never gonna happen. But the thing about a 6-pack is you're sacrificing so much to get to that point in your life where you have a full-on cuts, everything, unique aesthetic body. You could do that. But you're going to be sacrificing a lot of time and effort. I was spending 6 hours, 5 hours in the gym, basketball, playing athlete. I was a full-on athlete. I still am, but I don't consider myself as much as I was before, I'm honest. But the fact that, you have to sacrifice so much to get that 6-pack, I would have to sacrifice my business. And I can't do that. I really can't. I'm optimized right now to the point where I work out to make sure I'm healthy. I'm trying to make sure I'm healthy, but if I wanted to get to that point where I'm having a 6-pack, it's going to take a lot of motivation, dedication, and consistency. And right now, I'm okay where I'm at, but I want to be better. You should always pursue to be better.
Yeah,
I want to get to that point again.
Yeah, before you answer, all the food question.
Sure.
I read a study that proved that having a 6-pack is not the healthiest a man can be.
Yeah, totally. I totally get it because you have to fast. You have to be in a calorie deficiency every single day. Yeah. If you're eating more than you're burning, let's just say you're busy one day and you eat a lot more, your 6-pack is slowly going to disappear. It's all about habits. And if your habits aren't consistent with your work ethic, you're going to lose that 6-pack like that.
Yeah. Also, bro, all these mirror selfies of, these people looking like skeletons showing off their 6-packs. Bro, you're not healthy. You're anorexic. Eat some food, bro, for God's sake.
Yeah. But I respect anyone that has a 6-pack because that just, you got to be at a certain level in your life to
You got to sacrifice, bro. You got to sacrifice a lot of things.
You have to. And I respect it, man. It's so hard to maintain it. And, some people are born with it, literally just come out the womb with a 6-pack. Those guys are cool. They'll eat little Twinkies and Cheetos and they'll still have a 6-pack. But the people that earn it, man, I love those people.
Bro, I hate people that eat a lot of food and don't get fat. Bro.
Oh, man, screw those guys.
These blessed people, bro. These blessed people. Where do you find these blessed people?
Oh, man, give me your jeans, man. Give me your jeans.
For sure. Bro, you talked about, chicken tenders in our previous topic. That got me hungry, bro. Talk to me, bro. Talk to me. What's your food habit schedule?
So I studied this for a very long time. If you're looking for a healthy way to eat food, this is how you do it. Listen, breakfast is cool, but I actually consume a lot of education about health and well-being and different type of anti-aging processes. And all of the professors, everyone that does research about this, They break it down. They break it down very, very, very after a very in-depth research. Is that they said breakfast is not necessary. You don't need breakfast. There's a Harvard professor that went on Joe Rogan's podcast, David Sinclair. He said you don't need to eat breakfast. He hasn't ate breakfast in 10 years. You don't need breakfast. And what you do is you have a meal a day. That meal is going to satisfy your needs. Your stomach is like a trampoline or is like an elastic balloon. The more you eat, the more it inflates. The more and then the inflation doesn't disappear. It stays inflated. You eat it, you consume it, you excrete it through feces, but that stomach is going to be bloated now. It's stretching up. Every day, every time you eat more and more food, it's going to get accustomed. It sensitizes to how much food you consume. So an obese person and an anorexic person has the same stomach. They have the same genes. They have the same epithelium in their stomach. Just the fat guy, his stomach is pretty much built in a way to eat more food. That's how our lives are made. We're still animals at the end of the day. So our bodies get accustomed to our lifestyle.
I feel like it's all a mentality thing. When your brain thinks you're full, that's that's when, even if your stomach isn't full, when your brain gives that signal that the stomach is full, that's when you stop eating. And for obese people, the brain doesn't give that signal when the stomach is full, and they overeat.
There's stretch receptors in the stomach. So as soon as it stretches, that tells you it's full. So the fat person, their stretch receptors are more, they're more lenient. They'll let it stretch more and more and more because they have space. The skinny guy, six-pack guy, he can't eat a lot. His stomach is like this, it's small. So the stretch receptors will stretch really quickly after he consumes a little bit of food because he's not eating a lot. Make sense?
Yeah,
so the
100%.
stomach just pretty much, develops and optimizes for the person consuming food.
Yeah, so before you tell your eating habits, I actually went through, a whole transformation. I think I told you about this as well. I lost like 20 kgs in 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
And that is a lot of weight to lose. I was, around 100.
Amazing.
Yeah, I was around, 100 kgs. And now I'm roughly like 81, 82 kgs. Yeah, That's amazing. And how I did it, when I told the dietitian, she was like, "You're insane." How I did it was, as you're saying on your first point, I ate once a day.
Yeah.
But I didn't eat the healthy, well-balanced life that I think that you forgot to mention is very, very important.
Yeah.
Your food needs to have certain amount of nutrition, certain amount of proteins, certain amount of carbohydrates to keep you going.
Yeah.
But I didn't eat any of that. I ate just a half bowl of rice, and that was it for the day.
You're in calorie deficiency.
Yeah, and I exercise 2 times a day as well.
That's amazing.
I exercise 2 times a day, and that is why I lost so much of my weight. But the dietitian that I went to, she said that is really, really hard on your organs.
Yeah, you will get gallstones, bro.
Yeah, and so talk to me on what kind of balanced diet.
So I did this challenge where I ran 5 miles, played 2 hours of basketball, which is about, I would say, 3 miles. So I was running about 8 miles a day, and I did a challenge for 7 days. And I only ate a bowl of salad every single morning. I lost like 10 pounds in a week. It was insane, and I was already really skinny. So I have the challenge on YouTube. You guys could go find it, but it was an insane challenge. Literally every day, 8 miles for 7 days. I literally almost cried that last day, bro. I was like hallucinating for foods and like different type of like meals. I was like, dude, I need this food. Like it was just an insane mental challenge. I would recommend anyone out there to like just challenge yourself more and often. Like if you're addicted to something, like I love chips. I love eating chips. I'll say, screw it. Let's just stop eating chips for a month and see what happens. So like I'll write like every single day there will be like day 1, day 2, day 3, like a little note stickers every single day on my mirror, and it'll show me like I did it, I'm doing this.
Bro, and another good trick that I learned as well. I really love tea with sugar in it.
Okay.
But one day when I went through this journey, I one day decided I hate tea with sugar in it. I just put it in my mental. I hate tea with sugar in it. I hate tea with sugar in it. And one day, and now, if you ask me, bro, like, would you take sugar with your tea? I'd say no, bro. I hate tea with sugar in it.
Yeah. Even though you might like it.
Yeah,
your brain
my mind has said it. When I drink sugar with tea, I don't like it.
That's
Why?
good.
Because I have scheduled, I have changed programmed my brain to feel that I hate sugar in tea.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is that is crazy.
You could program your brain. That just literally proves it. That you can program your brain to however you want it to program it. It's just say like, man, I work hard. I want to work hard. I'm going to be successful. you keep telling your brain that,
Yeah.
eventually you're gonna do it,
Yeah.
and you're just gonna feel like that.
A human body can survive on 5 to 6 hours a day of sleep.
Yeah.
Just tell your body that, and you know, like even if you're sleeping 8 to 9 hours a day and you wake up, you know, like feeling lazy, just tell
I'm not
yourself, bro,
sleepy.
I'm not sleepy, bro. I'm not sleepy. 6
Yeah.
hours is enough. 6 hours is enough.
Yeah,
I'm not sleepy. And yeah, you will be programmed, and you will feel a sudden change, bro. Like you guys
It will
might be
take
thinking,
time.
bro, they're
It will take
capping,
time.
yeah.
People, understand that if you feel sleepy the first few days after sleeping 9-10 hours a day, and now you're sleeping 6, you're going to feel sleepy. This is part of the journey, is the struggle. When I was stopped eating food and I just went salads, I was freaking starving. It was hard for me. But the 5th, 6th day, I kind of got accustomed to it. I was
Yeah.
like, man, it's actually not that bad. I mean, I'm still alive, I'm still alive. I'm still breathing, Might as well keep going to 7 days.
Also with me as well, bro. Dinner and me, they don't go together, bro. Like when I eat dinner, I bloat. My stomach is like fat, bro. And I once, like when I went through my journey again, I told myself, bro, I don't need dinner. I don't need dinner. I'm not hungry. When I went to the job, when I went home from my job, I felt hungry, but I told myself, I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry. I'm sleepy.
Yeah.
I'm sleepy. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, I'm going to
so
sleep.
yeah, just like take that hungry and put your sleep in there, and you'll sleep better than you did.
That's
Like
awesome.
you sleep better when you have a full stomach, but you'll sleep better with an empty stomach just because you program yourself for that.
Yeah, and this thing about like when you're hungry, you get in that mindset, like a survival mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And I always try to get into that mindset. Like, I don't know why, for some reason, I love struggle. I love pushing myself to those extra limits. So let's just say I'm hungry. I don't think of food. I think of, man, I'm hungry. This is kind of cool. I like this feeling. Why? Because I love struggling. I love being challenged. So I'm gonna say, I'm kind of hungry, but do I want to eat? Nah, let's struggle a little longer. Let's see what happens.
100%, bro.
So that's
that
fun.
is that
It's
is
fun
applicable.
for me.
That is a really good gym trick that I know as well. When I started hitting the gym, like first time, I got a coach and all of that stuff. And I told him, bro, like what's the correct forms and all of that stuff. He fixed my forms, but when I went for a set, he told me, bro, imagine yourself in the mirror how you want to look. Just look at yourself and feel like you have a 6-pack.
Yeah.
You have a 6-pack. You're the beast, bro. You're going for it.
That's awesome.
You're the strongest person on the earth.
Yeah.
And then I did so many sets, and like that set my goals higher and higher. I wanted to be the best person
These
in the
are
earth.
all little mindset hacks.
Yeah, so I've been glossing over it. Like I touched the subject, and then we've been glossing over it, bro. People want to know, what do you eat in your day?
Yeah, so there's a thing called brain fog food. So this brain fog food, be careful, man. The light's about to fall. There's this thing called brain fog food, and this stuff is the stuff that you consume, and as soon as you eat it, you're talking about you get in a food coma. That's the type of food that I don't want to eat. When you're eating high carbohydrates, you're eating a lot of carbohydrates. I can talk about this because I've done my research, okay? There's insulin spike. Insulin spike, your pancreas beta cells are going to increase the secretion of insulin. And when there's a lot of insulin in your body, it mixes with the carbohydrates and pretty much allows glucose to enter your cells. And your glucose is entering your cells to pretty much store energy. And this energy, if it's not needed, if you're not working, if you're not in the freaking jungle hunting and running from bears and lions and monkeys like how we used to be, we're gonna store it in our cells. And with time, there's gonna be accumulation of so much storage that's how you build fat. So what I'm trying to say with all this is, you want to kill that little tactic. How? Is limit the amount of carbohydrates you eat in a day. Carbohydrates are like rice, potatoes, chips, like different type of
Sugar stuff.
Carbohydrate stuff. Sodas are amazing, or a really high carbohydrate, type of thing that you would eat. There's a bunch of things, tortillas. These things are all really going to hurt you. What you need to do is you need to find a way to limit that stuff. How is implement different type of strategies. Maybe eat a lettuce wrap of a sandwich instead of a bun sandwich. A meat patty with 2 buns. Eat a lettuce wrap instead. Instead of maybe eating French fries, eat maybe cooked up vegetables that are fried, and then those taste like French fries or whatever.
So after you're eating this food, bro, do you also get like this sudden urge of eating something sweet after you're eating your food?
That's no. I'm not a sweet guy. I never was a sweet guy. I love water. I don't drink sodas. I don't drink any of that stuff. That stuff is poison. That's literally like, just think about it for a second. You're drinking Coke. That stuff is black. You think your body's gonna consume that? I don't know. Like, is normal and programmed to consume black juice? That's kind of fizzy, that stuff's gonna kill you, bro. If you ever seen these videos where they put Coke in a pot and boil it, it literally, have you seen the movie Venom?
Yeah.
It looks like the freaking Venom
100%.
black
I've seen that.
tar.
I've seen that, yeah.
That stuff scared me, scarred me for life. I would never drink Coke after that. It scarred me. I'm like, dude, I can't put that in my body. But to answer back to go to your question, carbohydrates are not a really big thing in my diet. I really try to stay away from them. Recently, I'm not gonna lie, I've been eating it here and there, but when I'm really in my mode, when I'm exercising and stuff like that, I try to limit as many carbohydrates as I possibly can because I know they're bad for you. And they also, show a direct correlation to cancer. The more carbohydrates you eat, the more obese you are, and the more prone you are to cancer and high risk cancer. So those are all things that I take in consideration when I'm making food. So I do have a cook. I don't really, make my own food. Honestly, it's a worth in the investment for me. I don't like eating out too much. But when I do have my cook, I could, teach him different type of strategies, or I could show him meals and he could make the meals. He's a really talented cook. He knows how to make a lot of things, and I'm really blessed to have that kind of. That
people. Also shows another thing, bro. Health is wealth.
Yeah.
People invest into their business, but they don't like to invest it into their health, bro.
Yeah.
I've seen.
What's the sense of being a billionaire when you can't enjoy it and you're literally obese and you can't even fit in a Lamborghini? Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
You want to be in the pinnacle, the peak shape of your life to enjoy this amazing wealth that you've been able to consume or develop over some time. So. Going back to the conversation is I have a cook and he pretty much helps me makes the meals for me, and he allows me to eat at a very good rate to the point where I don't have to go and look at DoorDash, look at Postmates and order some, trash food from some fast food restaurant. I can focus on having him build me my health system, and I don't have to go to anywhere else. I spend that extra dollar and make that extra commitment to paying the cook and paying for all the supplies and everything, but at the end of the day it's gonna be worth it because that couple extra dollars that I'm paying is gonna help me in the long run because I'm gonna be very healthy.
Do you have set times at which you eat dinner, which you eat lunch and all that?
Honestly, it varies, but there is specific times. I don't even know at the top of my head. I just eat when I possibly can. I know I would eat at 8 a.m. in the morning. I try to eat because technically that's not my morning. That's kind of my midday. My sleeping schedule is weird, so technically I don't have a morning. Mornings don't exist for me. I just sleep and I wake up. So I try to eat to start the day. You need energy, and I tell my cook to make me egg whites, spinach. And then we try to consume it we get some different type of little sauces here and there to make it really healthy, and it's also tasty. Hot sauce is the perfect way to do it. Don't use ketchup. Ketchup is very high in carbohydrates as well, sugars, a lot of different type of additive flavors in ketchup. Hot sauce is a little alternative that you guys probably don't know about, but it's very, very healthy for you. Oatmeal is the perfect meal that I like consuming as well. I like putting nuts. I like putting berries in it as well. So just give it that extra flavor without having to put too much sugar in it. So does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
So you kind of limit and substitute the bad things and mix it up with the good things. Don't use ketchup. Use hot sauce instead. I like hot stuff. I like spicy stuff. I'm coming from that kind of background. Instead of using sugar for your oatmeal and putting a lot of sugar and making it sweet, put some nuts in it. Put some maybe peaches, strawberries, whatever you got to do to make it enjoyable. You want to enjoy your food at the end of the day because if you're not enjoying it, you're not going to like it, and it's going to be very hard to consume.
100%.
So that's pretty much my go-to when it comes to breakfast. When it comes to dinners and stuff like that, I like baked chicken. This is literally my whole dinner every single night, every time. Baked chicken, a bowl of a salad, a baked potato. That's pretty much it. I'm eating that, and that's it, pretty much it. Sometimes a little peach or a fruit bowl sometimes, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So do you keep your body in check just with food and all of that stuff, or do you get some help from some supplements as well to keep your body in check?
I love supplements. So when I'm fasting and when I'm trying to limit the amount of food I put in my body. I do that sometimes. I have peaks within the month where I just stop eating. I'm like, dude, let's stop. Let's chill for the month. Let's chill for the week. And let's stop eating all these crazy meats and oatmeals and eggs, and let's just eat water. Or let's just eat water. It's a long podcast.
Just eat ice.
Let's just eat salads. Let's just go paleo. It's called paleo diet. Just eating raw foods. So I'll eat fruits and I'll eat salads. That's it for the whole week. And when I'm in that zone, you are going to be very deficient in a lot of minerals that you need to be optimized. Because if I'm a CEO, I need to be in tip-top peak performance shape, and the meats and all that stuff helps me get that nutrients to be that person I am. So when I'm not, I take my supplements. I take green tea complex, which is gonna burn my fat like crazy. I'll lose so much weight. Green tea complex. I'm gonna give you guys the game right here. This is the game. This is the game. So to keep my brain going at a full force rate, B12 complex, B complex vitamin. There's a multivitamin that you take that has all the B's, B12, B6, B1, all these B's, the B complex fat soluble vitamins. You take that, you take one pill, that's all you need. Your brain will just go crazy because this stuff is allowing your stomach not to tell the brain that you are hungry and you're lethargic. When you're hungry, you're like a zombie, right? You're hungry, I'm so hungry. That pill tells your gut to tell your brain you're not that hungry and you're optimized. This one going? This one going? Yeah. Okay, we're finishing up now.
Yep.
So that pill is the best way to go. Another thing I take is zinc. That pretty much optimizes your brain as well. Biotin for my skin, vitamin C for my skin, for my teeth, for my immune system. Biotin also helps your nails as well. This is very important. And also, I don't really consume a lot of calcium. I don't drink milk, so I take vitamin D plus calcium as well. This is
100%,
important.
yeah. Bro, just to cut you off, I think there's a lot of information. I don't want to just breeze over this. I want an in-depth conversation, so we can say this for another podcast for sure.
Sure. Now, I think we hit the hour mark for this podcast, guys. I think we're gonna end it off here. We're gonna have a further in-depth conversation. We actually are kind of busy today. We got a lot of things to do, but this was an amazing podcast, guys. If you want to hear more about my biohacking, the little strategies I use, like for my pills and stuff like that, guys, let me know. Comment below. That's gonna be a really good podcast. We're gonna actually save that for another podcast. We'll probably even bring a doctor onto the podcast.
100%. Like that. We can do that.
Yeah, to have him explain more things about it more intricately. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all the time and energy that you helped and you joined for the podcast, guys. If you're sticking to the end, might as well give this a like. You enjoyed our content, you heard us talk for an hour. Slap a like on this video and just show it to your friends if you think that it's gonna provide value to them. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's Ish, and I'm out. Peace. I'm going to Miami. Let's go, boys.